All right, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Today's Wednesday, May the 13th. Just to remind you what we're doing this week. We're working on chapter 19. This is the last chapter for the school year. Hopefully yesterday you're working on some of the quick checks. Your quick checks for the chapter, there's 5 of them altogether. Page 431, 434, 435, 437, 438. Finish those up again, work on them tomorrow. You need to send them to me by Monday. Okay, so again, we're going through some notes in this chapter on Friday. I'll finish up the notes and then we'll do a little review, and you'll have some materials to be able to study for the test on next week, which is on Wednesday. And there's no exams, just another weekly test. This is the last chapter test. Okay, if you have a question about that, just email me and go through that with you. All right. All right, look at some of the notes we were taking the other day. We're talking about the, let me see, fluid balance and electrolyte balance. We finished up, we talked about difference between ICF and ECF, intracellular fluid within the cells and extracellular fluid outside the cells. Examples of the ECF outside of the cells is the interterrestrial fluid we call IF. These are microscopic space between cells. And then, of course, blood vessels, you have plasma. It's the liquid portion of blood. So about 6% of the body weight in the average adult is water, about 80% in infants. So the breakdown of these fluid compartments would be 4% plasma, 16% IF. So those two together make up the ECF, and then 40% of the ICF. So about 60% of this is what we call extracellular. Okay, so, all right, so there's table 19.1 on page 431. You can look at that a little more in depth, okay? We talked about fluid output through urine volume, kidney, the lungs, the skin, intestines, all that play a role in fluid output. Of course, the most changes occur is from the kidneys, okay, fluid output. Dehydration, the first sign is dry mouth and a sensation for thirst. So you get plenty of water to maintain fluid balance. It's ongoing each day. So, all right, so let's pick up from there. We talked about the sources of fluid intake to our body. Liquids we drink, of course, the water we take in every day. You're supposed to take in, if you're drinking a 16-ounce bottle of water, you should suggest to take 6 or 8 of those a day. But it's just important to get a lot of fluids, especially water, not, sodas, things like that. Water comes in also the food we eat. If we eat the right kind of foods, eat vegetables and fruits and have a balanced diet, you're going to get water intake, okay? Remember, catabolism is the breakdown of foods in your body. So if you're eating the right kind of food, there's a breakdown properly, you're going to get water breakdown through that also, okay? So there's different ways that fluid intakes into our body, okay? We have to maintain all those, okay? So electrolyte and body fluids, number one, you have non-electrolyte organic substances that do not break up when placed in water, such as glucose. Okay, that's in our body, okay? But then you have substances that do break up in water. These are the electrolytes, okay? So sodium chloride is, for example, we have the amount of sodium, the amount of potassium, the amount of those things in our body. These are electrolytes that float around in our water system in our blood. Okay, so sodium chloride is going to be broken apart in water. Anything that breaks apart in water, that's the electrolytes we're talking about. So you have to have an electrolyte balance in your body. Okay, so the ions, this is the dissociated particles of electrolyte. They carry electrical charges. Okay, so that's the important parts of it. So you have positive and negative ions. These are the charges, okay, from the electrolytes, okay? For example, sodium, Na, and potassium, which is K, these both have positive charges, or chlorine would have a negative charge particle. Okay, so these charged particles, if they're dissociated and broken apart, they're floating around in the fluid system in our body and transported through our bloodstream. All right, bicarbonate's another example, HCO3. This doesn't have to all be, minerals or individual substances. Bicarbonate is an atom molecule made up of hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. Okay. All right. Of course, electrolytes are important in our blood plasma. Sodium is probably the most abundant and important in the blood plasma. But you also have potassium, calcium, magnesium. Calcium stored in bones. Okay, so Ca, iron is another one. These are all electrolytes in your blood plasma. because this is sodium, Na. Okay, potassium, calcium, magnesium. Just mention a few of the more prevalent ones. Okay, mention iron. Iron Fe would be one. You also have we mentioned before chlorine and bicarbonates. So these are electrolytes are in blood plasma. Okay. Fluid imbalance, of course, is dehydration. It's the most common, potentially dangerous condition if not treated pretty quickly. There's a lot of signs of dehydration. Dehydration, as I said earlier, dry mouth is a sign. Extreme signs would be, vomiting and dizziness, things like that. But you want to attend to it before it gets to that point. Overhydration is just not as common. Getting too much water, you just don't see that very often. Okay. Well, example, you could get overhydrated if they were giving an IV. It was done too quickly. The drip on it's too large. So there's a question. All right, we'll take some time to read page 439. Is a little article on a guy named Claude Bernard. Okay, so you see what he does. He may ask you a question about that on the test. On Friday, I'll go back through and review some of this. I have a review I'll send you, and I'll just go back through some of this. It's not a very long chapter, so right, work on those quick checks, and those will be due next Monday. If you haven't done by Friday, you can send them to me earlier. Okay. If you have a question, though, make sure you email me. All right. Talk to you later.